be prepared for the best experiences. You're gonna have a great time, but also be prepared for the worst. According to other people, New Yorkers have a terrible reputation for being angry, but of course it's not always the case. But it's definitely a great experience to have. You can live in the city for a few years.
Life in New York moves fast. If you move with a goal in mind, it can make city life more tolerable. However, the longer you stay, the harder it is to leave because the potential for success is always around the corner. Choosing to leave New York was both easy and difficult to make. The city was adding an unprecedented amount of stress to my life. As an actor, I was one of thousands vying for the same roles, a process which was more cattle call than auditioning. Personally, I wanted a house. I wanted 4 seasons. I wanted greenery without going to an overcrowded park. To echo Charles, if you can take it, New York is great. It changed my life, and I will forever be grateful for that. But now what I needed in life, New York couldn't offer me. It was time for me to take the next step.
It's not some city that you can just go and take over, you know. You have to be definitely prepared for, a push and shove world where you'd have to literally push and shove your way through everything.
Some people believe you must fight to fully appreciate what you have. Your greatest victories in life come through hard work and sacrifice. But when everyday life is filled with pushing and shoving just to stay afloat, it's exhausting. It's funny. Once your mind is made up, things fall into place. We soon found a place to call home, along with a move-in date. The next step was work. All I had to do was fly down to North Carolina for a day of back-to-back interviews. Things progressed at a rapid pace. What was once 3 months quickly turned to 3 weeks. With the passing of each day drawing us closer to our move, I began to wonder, was I a failure? I moved to New York to become a professional actor. Yes, I had training. Yes, I worked and got paid for my gigs. But the one thing I strived for, I never achieved. Would this mean my dreams were over? I just didn't know the answer to that question.
I went to New York with a dream. I still have the dream, even though it didn't come true. But I found that it's not always the dream that you think should come true that is the one that does come true.
Hope, a strong constant in life. Without hope, there is no driving need to move forward. Hope gives us reassurance in a world that constantly proves just how little control we have. It's difficult enough to come to this conclusion. I think it's doubly hard as a performer. We are willing to go in front of strangers to be judged, which can be difficult not to take personally. Control in the performing world is something we try not to have. The freedom that comes from being on stage makes us fearless and allows us to play. Of course, once the curtain goes down, it's back to our normal everyday lives. In a way, moving gave me a sense of control. No longer would I be floating down the endless river of survival. As days went by, I realized I wasn't a failure. I could act on any stage anywhere in the world, and maybe with a bit of luck, moving out of an actor-saturated city might help in becoming a professional. My dreams changed because I changed. I was 28 and eager to live. Growing is a part of life, and in order to survive your own story, you must be open to let it evolve, even if it is a bit messy. My room looks like a war zone. I just want to go on the record. I hate moving! Oh, the joy of moving. From the time I was 18 to now, I have moved 12 times, 2 of which were across states. So, needless to say, I'm definitely not a fan of moving. You're constantly fighting against time to get things packed. Usually it's just a matter of throwing things in a box and moving along. But moving to another state? It's almost like starting over. Going through scripts, clothes, and pictures made me reminisce, and looking back makes it feel like the decade passed in a heartbeat. I remember the friends I made. I remember my favorite places. I remember the top of the World Trade Center. The catharsis of moving made me long for the city I was preparing to say goodbye to. One of the things I'm really going to miss about living in New York is being surrounded by wonderful architecture, national monuments, and of New York City that you happen to discover while walking. Exploring the city was always exciting because you never knew what was around the corner, whether it was a street fair or walking onto a hot set for the latest movie or TV show. The New York skyline is iconic. From a distance, you knew you were looking at Manhattan, but from the ground level, it's like getting lost in a sea of giants. Each night, the skyscrapers illuminate the city. Buildings which were dull and gray light up like Christmas trees. The city comes to life. And watching that magic happen night after night is something I'll never forget.
You're not going to sleep much. I mean, it's hectic. You're going to get home late because of the subway. You're going to want to stay up late because there's sirens. Yeah, I mean, just be adventurous. Don't be afraid of anything. There's too many cultures and places here to visit. Just in one street, you can find food from 10 different countries. And it's just random. That's how I've always described New York since shortly after I moved here. It's a random place. You can just take the subway now, find something new. I don't feel like I've seen half of New York yet, and I've been here a year. I feel like I need a couple more to see everything else. But you should. It's a great place to live in for a while.
People enjoy it. Take it for what it is and give it back when you're done. Because we need it. We live it.
You find a little part of the world here. There's nothing you can't find here in New York. Absolutely nothing.
Yes, Charles is right. You can find anything in New York. The eclectic environment fueled by the melting pot of cultures helps to keep the city fresh. The extremities of social classes also adds to this flavor. As a good friend once told me, if you get bored in New York, it's your own fault. Of course, money does help with your experience. It's always fun to seek out new places, mostly by accident, but it's equally exciting to find a place by way of entertainment, like this famous dessert place made popular by a certain Meg Ryan and Tom Hanks movie.
Strawberry tiramisu, amaretto tiramisu, lemon chocolate cake, 15 different types of cheesecake. Oh my god. We have to go.
Like, seriously have to go?
Yeah.
Food in the city is worth getting excited over, especially when you've got thousands of choices. There are countless dessert factories, even a few dessert trucks. There's yogurt shops, juice bars, health food stores, but nothing beats the pizza. New York pizza is a delicacy, and the great thing is you can find it anywhere, and it's all good. Time was quickly coming to a close. I found myself playing the tourist, something I never really did as a resident. Touring the city made me see how beautiful it was, perhaps because I knew it would be the last time I would see it. When I started this journey, I only had one goal in mind, Broadway. But what I got out of it was so much more. I discovered myself, found out what kind of person I am. I survived New York. Through everything it threw at me, I survived. Had I not had this adventure, I would not be who I am today. I made it. Now I knew I could make it anywhere.
Be fearless, be strong, have fun. Be prepared to have a lot of stuff in a little bit of space. And yeah, just be strong. Don't give up.
New York is thought of as overcrowded and loud, and for the most part, it is. I prefer to remember New York in the wee hours of the morning, when the breakfast carts are heading to their corners. For a brief moment, I'm alone with the city. I can look down Broadway and see almost to the end of the island. For those 10 minutes between 7th Avenue and 5th Avenue, I can stroll down 42nd Street in silent adoration. That is my New York. Alright, so it's Monday, September 28th, and we're finally down to the last probably 12 hours or so that we'll be in New York. And that's it. This will be the final night for me in New York City. It's kind of funny to think in about 12 hours, 10 years of my life would have come to a close. But I'm pretty excited for the new adventures and the next chapter of my life to start. Not so much anxious, excited, a little nervous, hopeful, filled with all the emotions and excitement and everything that one can feel when making a major move. This is sort of exactly what I felt when I moved to New York City from my hometown about 10 years ago. And we'll see. I'm hopeful. I don't know. I will miss New York very much. I will miss the friends I've made. But we can visit. They can visit us. And New York will always be my second home. Has to be. I've spent a little over a third of my life here. So I don't know. We're here. Woo! Now, Fifth Avenue basically starts at Central Park. On top of like barbecues, you have some music right over here. People hanging out, having a good time, enjoying the weather. Excellent point. Hang on.
My one break. But why are you recording?
I don't know. Behind the scenes.
It's all on my mustache.
I don't know how it is. Now this place right here is very, very famous. It's also not single. Hang on. Cameras.
You heard it. You didn't hear it?
And you have Tiffany all the way towards the front. And over here, you have a very pink limousine.
I'm done.
This place you might recognize as... Hey, look, the camera guy is Brand.
I'm the camera guy.
So this is Grand Central. You may realize it from... Wow, that's really close.
You want to start over?